Well, a new report out finds pregnant workers face routine discrimination, and this is especially true for low-wage earners. Attorney Jim Higgins with the Higgins Firm recently stopped by our studio to explain. Jim, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, this is really sad. Let's talk about what this study revealed, and I was surprised it was a little more prevalent than I thought.
Yeah, what this study revealed is pregnancy discrimination, but what it really focused on is how it affects low-wage earners, people that work in traditional places like a supermarket checkout or restaurant servers, things like that. And it seems to be that is most of where you're going to see the pregnancy discrimination. And just, I will say from experience in our office with our employment law section, that's usually where we see it also.
Okay. And what kind of examples have you seen from it?
Yeah, well, we've seen, I see a lot of it in restaurants. I've seen servers and bartenders, and when they become pregnant, that for some reason the restaurants believe that it immediately becomes a danger or a liability. And what's hard about that is these women are about to have a baby. They need to save money. They're gonna be off work, and it is a stressful time on them. And if their doctor is fine with them to continue working, that is a very hard thing to go through. Exactly. And it shouldn't happen under the law.
Right. And some of these cases that you and I were talking about a minute ago, where women couldn't have a snack or water on their break, or things like this that you would expect they would be treated fairly with.
Right. And that's what this study is. These are really reasonable accommodations that have been denied. Not having water, being required to stand on their feet all day when the doctor says you need to sit down for 30 minutes here and there, or a few minutes. And I think a lot of times why the refusal of that accommodation is unfortunately more to run that person off than it is them not being able to do it.
Exactly. Now let's talk about these laws that protect these women. What are those?
There's about 3 laws that protect women when they're pregnant in the job. It's the Americans with Disabilities Act, if they have any disability arrived from the pregnancy, the Family Medical Leave Act, if you qualify, you can have up to 12 weeks off, to have the birth, if some complication arises before that, and the Pregnancy Discrimination Act, which says you can't discriminate against somebody. You can't fire them just because they're pregnant. You can't refuse to hire them because they are.
Right. Now, if someone watching today feels like, hey, this is me, when should they call you in your office?
Yeah, I will say in most of our cases involving a pregnancy discrimination, they know immediately. I mean, it's pretty abrupt, this type of discrimination, and it's usually not very subtle. So they should call us, and what we will do is generally just on the phone. We can talk to somebody about their rights. Sometimes people want to stand up and rely on those legal rights. Sometimes they don't. But knowing where you stand, knowing what you can or can't do, that's important, and we don't mind talking to people. And if they do need us and they want to come in and meet with us and hire one of our employment lawyers or talk to me about it, then we'll schedule a time to do that.
All right, making it easy for them.
Yeah.
Jim, thanks.
Thank you.
The Higgins Firm is serving Tennessee. Give them a call at 615-353-0930 or check them out at higginsfirm.com.